mayor. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that the Republican Party of the town of Massena put no mayoral candidate up this year.
How does that work? Is there a second for that?
I'll second that.
Oh, gee.
I have a candidate.
Essentially, he's asking it for it to be closed, right?
Well, I guess, I don't know how that would work though exactly, but,
Will you ask a question, if anyone has any comments on it?
oh, we
And
can,
after
we
that,
certainly
take
can call a
another
question on
motion.
that motion, I guess, yeah, we can do that, that's a good point. Okay, so we have a motion and a second, that there be no nominee for village mayor. Any discussion on that motion?
Yes, I have a candidate I want to nominate.
Well, you discussed the motion that's going on.
Well, it's a discussion, so I don't agree with
Okay,
the
so
motion.
you think there should be nominee?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yes.
all right,
I agree with Laura.
I'm a little confused by this.
okay. All right, can we do this one by show of hands?
I'd like to discuss, please.
Sure.
Okay. Obviously, my name is Jim Hidy. I am the mayor of Village of Massena. In the 4 years that I've taken this position, or elected into this position, I came into it where Massena was at its worst. We had code enforcement that was way out in right field. We had issues where dogs were allowed to do whatever they want to defecate on the main streets. We had a lot of neighborhoods that were in disarray. We had a lot of issues. Okay? I feel that the gentleman that proposed that we have no mayor for this year has done it on a personal attack to me. And I'll tell you why. His son applied for a position with the Massena Fire Department. Okay? If you folks recall, way back when Mayor DeLoche was mayor, there was some issues that he had hired an individual that turned out to be, I don't know, a relative or whatever. It was found out, it was dealt with, and trustees at that time developed a personnel committee where the applications would go through a personnel committee comprised of, at the time, I think it was trustee Carville and McCauley. This time it was comprised of trustees Carville and DeShades. They select 5 individuals from the list of candidates, and they turn them over to the department heads. Okay? The department heads do the interviewing. Sometimes the trustees sit in on them, sometimes they don't. Mr. Romigh's son wasn't chosen. Okay? I was blamed for it. In fact, Mr. Romigh's son came marching in my office, verbatim. You were either anti-Republican, anti-Navy, or anti-Romigh. Well, Charlie Romigh used to be a friend of mine way back in the day. So I told him, I'm not anti-Romigh because I know your father practically all my life. I'm not anti-Navy because my father was a former Marine, which is a department of the Navy. And I'm not anti-Republican because the Republicans endorsed me as I was a Democrat. Okay? So it shoots your theory all to pieces. The fact that this individual didn't get an interview had nothing to do with me. Okay? Then we have an individual that had some work done by the DPW. Okay? And the individual had a problem, an issue with paying the bill. Not my fault. He was quoted a price, didn't like the price, elected not to pay it. So we went through the process. Let me, so what I'm saying is that, okay, so this is what you're gonna get, okay, this is what you're gonna get, okay? Totally unjust, totally unfair, for personal vendettas. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, let's, we have additional comment, I guess?
I just have a comment. Us all sitting here as Republicans for our community, I think putting up that, we're not putting anybody up, just shows apathy and this community needs some moving forward motion. So, I think putting nobody up is just ridiculous.
Okay, all right. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, I have a comment. My name is Tony DiTullio. I agree, the two-party system. I believe democracy, and I think it is one of our responsibility as citizens of this town to put a candidate up
Here, here.
and let the voters have a choice who they decide.
I agree. Any other comments?
I agree.
Yes, sir.
My name is George Krause, I'm a captain in the volunteer fire department. And we have been totally disrespected by Jimmy for the last 4 years. I don't know why, I think that's a personal vendetta. There's people over there he doesn't like.
Well, let me
I put
address
my-
that,
I put my
Mr.
heart and
Yeah.
soul in
We're
the
not gonna
fire
get into that,
department,
right.
and to be told that this and that, and like this last incident, taking the volunteer off of that truck.
No.
That came from him. Then he sat up there, made a big deal, well, if that's what you guys make you happy, but as a volunteer firefighter in this village and town, I'm not too happy with Jimmy right now.
If you say no to him once, that's what you get. It's like a
All right,
little
Any
child.
other comments on the motion on the floor?
I'd like to call the question.
Okay, we'll call for the question, is there a second for that?
I second.
Second, okay. We'll do this by show of hands. Unless you want to do paper ballot on that as well? Okay, paper ballot. Let's say that's some more paper.
What's the motion we're voting
I
on?
have now.
No, but that's,
Name or death, yeah.
What are we voting on? Whether we have a candidate or not?
right, voting on the motion on the floor, the motion on the floor is that we not nominate, we not field a candidate. What
Okay,
is that what
so-
those say?
Before we, this says yes or no for mayor, yes or no for, go ahead, take a look at it, and I'll let you interpret it.
You're gonna take down to you.
Oh, it's for this is for nomination, we have no one nominated yet, so we need to do, no, don't use those, please.
Don't use